it correct? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Semester you submit, right? Same thing at the end of the semester, you have to submit one lab manual. Okay, so the lab manual programs and all I'm going to attach in the Google Classroom itself. Okay, Google Classroom, I'm going to attach a lab manual. Let that lab manual, there is no submission date for that lab manual. Okay, you can submit it at the end of the semester. So I'm not keeping a deadline over there. But in the labs, what we'll do, we'll try to do 2 programs from that lab manual in the lab sessions. Okay, in online sessions, we can try performing 2 practicals from the lab manual. Once we are done with these 2 practicals from the lab manual, we can again go ahead with the assignment that I've shared with you. So your lab sessions from now on will combine 2 things. First thing, lab manual programs. We'll try to perform 2 programs from the lab manual that I'm attaching in the classroom, and along with that, you will be performing some questions of your assignment also that I've shared in the PDF form in your email. Okay. Are you getting me? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody is getting me what I am telling here? You have to, what you need to do, are you getting this? First, we'll try to perform 2 questions from the lab manual in every lab, and then time is there, then we can go ahead with the lab practicals, that the assignment that I've shared it with you. Okay. Okay. In your Google Classroom, I am attaching a folder, I am attaching a file for lab practicals. You can see it now. Okay. I've already attached. Okay, I haven't kept any end date over here because this is going to be a continuous assessment. You will not be receiving any end date for the lab manual. At the end of the semester, you have to submit that manual, okay?
Okay.
All right, one more thing. Lab manual for B batch, I already have given. Right, B batch, you students are here?
Yes.
Yes. Kriplani, you are there. No, yes. So for B batch, I already have given the lab manual. For C batch, I have attached it right now. So B batch, how many practicals of lab manual has been done?
2.
2 only. No, then you have to start with the 3rd question, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so B batch students can start with the 3rd question. Meanwhile, C batch students can start reading the 1st question. Okay, the 1st question is very simple. Okay, the 1st question is very simple. You just have to print hello world, right, in the 1st question using single main and multiple main, right? C batch students can start working on question number 3. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and talk to me, right? Okay, question number 1. Who will read question number 1? C batch students. Jambuani, will you read question number 1, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is question number 1?
Demonstrate Hello World application with single and multiple main in Java program.
Yes, very good. So you have to demonstrate the use of, actually this is nothing but the use of not one main function, but multiple mains in the same program. Okay. So what you need to do, open your editors and create a file. Okay, always try to name the projects according to this only, like program 1 or 1st, 2nd, 3rd, like that, or lab manual _1 or P1, whatever you want to name. It will be easy for you to accumulate this lab manual programs at the end of the semester when I'm asking you for submission. Okay. Create a class with a meaningful name. Then try to execute the first simple hello world program with one main. Then overload the main function with different parameters. Okay. You are always passing string args in the argument list, but now you have to overload. You have to give another main also, another public static void main with no parameters. Another public static void main with one integer parameter, like that I've shown you in the class also initially, in the initial lectures, if you remember. In one class, you can have multiple PSVMs. Okay, we have to experiment that. You try it. If you will get error. If you are getting error, it is a good sign. Show me your erroneous program and then I'll correct it. Okay. Work on the first program. Right. Now, batch B, you are working on question number 3. What is question number 3, Kriplani? Can you read out?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I have a small doubt. I have completed the question number 3. I have a doubt in question number 4.
Yes.
We have to take the input or similarly mention the marks of the student.
You can input the data. On all the programs, now you know input, no? You always take input from user.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, question number 3. Batch B is doing question number 3, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what is question number 3? Question number 3.
Right.
Yes, Kriplani.
Write a program that defines a floating point variable
Mm-hmm.
initialized with a dollar value for your income and a second floating point variable initialized with a value corresponding to a tax rate of
Okay.
35%.
Yes, good. So you have to create 2 variables. Batch number B, are you listening to me? Hello, batch B. Students of batch
Yes, ma'am.
B, make some noise in the class. Hello.
Yes.
Students of
Yes,
batch
ma'am.
B. We are
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
Mukund is answering. Rabadia is there. Okay. And Kriplani is there. Others are all sleeping in the class. Batch B. Hello. Ayush is there. Jagani.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yes. Ravi Soni. Ravi is not there. Okay. Harsh.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Piparia. Yes. Okay. You are all right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm done.
मैम
Sakshi.
वो रवि को प्रॉब्लम है वो
Okay. What is? Okay. Good. Yes. What happened, Pal?
वो उसका वो जो में कुछ दर्द चल रहा है इसलिए वो बोल नहीं सकता
Okay. No problem. But he is not in the class. Ask him to just be here. If you can connect to him, ask him to be here in the class. Okay, if possible. Otherwise, it is fine. Okay, Vathani is there. Yes. Vathani?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, good.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in question number 3, what you need to do? Create the first variable. Store your salaries dollar value into it. Okay. So convert your whatever is the salary. If you are earning 1 lakh per month, convert that 1 lakh to dollar value. How to get dollar? You know what is the current rate of dollar. Multiply it with that, you will get the dollar value of your salary. Okay. Now, as you are multiplying with a dollar value, the answer may come in, point something. So they are asking you to store it inside a floating point variable. That is variable number 1. Variable number 2 is nothing, but you need to store the 35% of tax that you are paying on your salary. Okay. So this is going to be a taxable income. Then second variable, what you are storing, whatever is your salary multiplied by 35% of the tax that you are paying on your salary. Okay, that is second variable. What you need to do here is that whatever is the taxable value that you are storing in the second variable, just try to convert that into rupees and paisa separately. Okay, it is already in rupees. Right, because what you are going to do is before it is the decimal number, no, the integral part you can fetch from before the decimal, right, by converting the number into integer, and the rest of the point value, whatever you are getting, try to make paisa out of it. You just need to print that value in rupees and paisa. Okay, are you getting this?
Okay.
Yes, that is question number 3. All right. Okay. We can start working on question number 3. Students of batch C who are working on question number 1, have you started the program? Ayushi?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Ravi. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
I need to exit the lab or lecture for a few minutes because
No problem.
actually something is wrong with my NetBeans. I am not able to give input from my keyboard whenever I am running the codes.
Okay. Okay.
Before it was happening, but now it's not happening. So I asked my friend. He is connected with my laptop from any desk, so he is doing it right now. So I need to quit for a few minutes, then I will rejoin.
Yes. No problem.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ayushi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Are you doing the first question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Dhruvik? Which question you are doing? Dhuvik is there. Dhruvin is there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Dhruvin is doing question number this 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, question number 1, whoever is doing, you will get errors. I want to see those errors, okay? If you are not comfortable, if you don't understand what you have to do in question number 1, just raise your hand. I'll explain it to you in my editor, okay?
Ma'am, can I share my screen?
Yes, Sagar, yes.
Visible?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yeah.
Like this?
Yes, exactly. Very good. Now see, this is just one. You have to mention public static void main, okay?
Here.
Yes, public static void main. Your main is always static, no? Yes, static public, anything will find. Okay. Now, this is the main with no parameters, right, Sagar?
Here?
No parameter, right? No parameters are there, no? Good. Now, create one more main. One more main, yes. Copy and paste it. See, whoever is doing question number 1, they can check on Sagar's screen. I'm helping him out. Okay. One more main you create. Yes. Good. Now, here in the parameter list, pass one integer value. Any integer space I, which means that this can take some integer argument, right?
Okay.
And when you are calling that, what you need to pass?
Here? From here?
Yes. In your home main means that is your home main, right? Correct. You have to pass some integer value over there. Very good. Correct? Yes.
Yes.
And if you want to print A here in the body on line number 19, what you will do? You will just print A. Correct? Yes.
Okay.
Now perform the same operation for one string variable.
String variable also.
Yes. No. Again, create one more main. Are you getting?
Okay.
Inside double quotation, string will come. No, string is going to be inside double quotation. You are passing. No. See, when you are passing the value, you have to pass the actual value when you are calling the function, right?
Okay.
Actual value you have to pass. Inside double quotation, pass hello. You are passing the actual value when you are calling a function. Very good. Now, that function is not there. That function doesn't exist, right? Because there is no such void main which is having one string variable as argument, right? So create one more main function. Create one more main function. Same way, copy paste. Yes. But in place of integer, now you will pass here string value. Understood?
Yes.
String anything. String variable. No. String space. String, Sagar. Data type, no?
String. Data
Yes.
type.
Like integer space A, string space, any variable. String S. Okay, fine. No, you are. Wait. Stop sharing the screen. 1 minute. Okay. Whoever is doing question number 1, okay, let me know if you can see my screen or not. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Students who are doing question number
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, good. What you need to do in question number 1, see, look at my screen, okay? You can actually overload your main function. Overload meaning here I am passing one array of type string. No, I can, this we have done in class also. You can have multiple mains. You can have multiple mains like this, okay? Provided they should have either different number of parameters or they should have same number of parameters but of different type. Okay, parameter 1, only one parameter, but they both are string array, integer, different data types. Okay, I am creating one more main here who is having double x and float f, say for example. Okay, I am creating one more main here who is having double x again and some string s. Okay, this is actually multiple mains, right? But the parameter list is different, then this is okay. But if you have the same parameter list as the main function itself, then this is mismatch. Pal Rabadia, if there are two Pal Rabadias in the class, then I will get confused which Pal Rabadia I have to call in the class, right? So I have to change Pal Rabadia's enrollment number, right? If the name is same, if the signature of the method is same, you are allowed, but you need to change the enrollment number here, enrollment number here, enrollment number here, or roll number, whatever you call it, you need to change this, okay? Then the overloading or same number of students is allowed in the class, right? Now, this is your home main. This is known as your home, from where the execution starts, okay? If I am printing here hello world, it prints hello world very fine. Okay, I am printing here hello world, it is printing fine. If I want to execute this statement, I have to call this main, then I will call like this, right? So main is getting called with no parameters. So this body gets executed, right? If I want to print A here, okay, if I want to print here X, and after few spacing, I want to print F. People, are you with me when I'm working on this? Hello?
Yes.
Students, you are with me, right? I'm
Yes,
talking about students who are performing question number 1. Riddhi, Darshan, Fenil, Sagar, Hardik Makwana, yes. Zubair, Riddhi Mehta, all are here, right? You can see my
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Yes. So if you are with me, you see, if you want to call this function, no parameters you need to pass. But where you will call, the compiler only understands this main. Huh? This is your home main. From here, the calls can go anywhere in your world. Okay. This is like the heart of your airport, the Delhi's airport, right? From which you can catch other flights. But your home main, if you want to take a flight to Bangalore, now you can take. But then you have to take the flight with so and so ticket. Okay, I have to pass some integer value here, right? In order for executing this body, I have to pass some integer parameter over here, right? Same here. I want double and float. I need to pass some double value and also some floating point value. See the difference. Are you getting? I'm using double float to differentiate between double and float. F you need to mention. Remember, if you remember this data types. Were you awake in that lecture? Do you remember this?
Yes.
F is used for differentiating between double and float, right? If I want to call this main, if I want to call this function, I have to pass here main with some double parameter and some string here, right? Yes. So now what will get executed? Execution will always begin from your home function, your Delhi airport function, India's biggest airport function, okay? That is printing hello world. First, this is executed, right? Then call to a simple main is executed. So the control goes here, prints this, comes back here, right? Executes the main with integer argument. Where is integer argument? Okay, this one, okay. So I am printing A and coming back here. Are you getting this? Then execution of another main with one double, one float, okay. So I am executing this function, printing both these values and again coming back here. Another function is left, okay, execute this function also. Come here, execute this body, okay, print these values here and then return back to your main function. Your main function is the home from where every single statement is going to get executed, right? Are you getting this? Hello, are you getting this? If you are not getting, raise your hand. I will explain it to you again. Shall I explain again? What is the yes ma'am for? You talk to me, no?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall I explain again, Ruvin? Speak up. Okay, yes, I'll do it 1,000th time if you want. Okay, see, this, you always know this main, right? This is the main that even compiler knows. This is the home function. Okay, from here onwards, all the body of this main will get executed, right? Now, the question is, you need to demonstrate the use of multiple void mains in the program, right? You can have multiple void mains. You can have multiple void mains, but If I have two Dhruvin Vekaryas in the class, right? See, Dhruvin Vekarya, right? Both are having same name, same surname, same signature also, right? Then to differentiate between both these Dhruvin Vekaryas, I need to differentiate something, right? So I'm differentiating the enrollment number in the name. Dhruvin Vekarya, roll number 1, another Dhruvin Vekarya, roll number 2, right? I have two Dhruvin Vekaryas in my class, right? In this class, I have two Dhruvin Vekaryas. Rule number 1, how the parameter list is different. See, the signature is different. If you had the same parameter list, if you use the same main, then the compiler will get confused which main I have to call, which is my main function, which I know. I am not able to understand because both are of same name. Same signature means the header of the function is same. Okay. If I copy, paste, and create the function with the same header, then you see it is going to show error. That one main method is already given. Why are you giving another one? I am confused. This is the error from the compiler, right? So, in order to demonstrate multiple main, you need to vary the number of arguments. You can vary the number of arguments, or you can even vary the type of arguments. Let me explain it to you. The number of arguments here is 1, right? Something of type string array. Here the number of arguments is 0, right, Dhruvin?
Yes.
Yes. Number of arguments again 1. Both are same, but the data type is different. String array, integer parameter, right? Similarly, here also in both of them, the number of arguments are same, right? 2, 2. Both are having same number, but the data type, at least one data type is varying, right? So it is allowed. If this was also float, then again an error, same signature. See, method double comma float is already declared. Double float is already there. You cannot redeclare the same function, right? This is Dhruvin Vekarya roll number 2. Again, same Dhruvin Vekarya roll number 2, which is not possible for the compiler, right? You need to vary something over here. This is roll number 3, Dhruvin Vekarya, right? I'm varying the signatures over here. Even if the number of parameter is same, it is allowed, but you need to change the type of the parameters, right? I am changing the type here. I am also changing the type here also, right? Now, all these functions you have written, if you want to call them, if I want to execute their bodies, I can always do it from your home main function. Why? By using this method. See, if I am passing simple main with no parameters, this is called. Execution of this statement will happen, right? Of this body, this is bodies is going to get executed. If I call another main function with, this is Dhruvin Vekarya roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, right? And roll number 4. Different Vekaryas are there in my class, right? I am calling them with different signatures. Now it is possible. Are you getting it? If I call integer, only integer parameters main will be called, right? Dhruvin, are you getting this now? Yes. Same thing. If I call double comma float, then this will get executed. If I call double comma string, then this body will get executed, right? Are you getting this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anybody having any questions now in question number 1? Hello, talk to me. Students, Ayushi, any question in question number 1? Ayushi?
No, ma'am, I'm still doing.
Okay. Dhruvin, now, Dhruvik is absent. Okay. Zubair? Sandeep? Darshan? Riddhi?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Okay. Good. Tejas? Jabwani?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yes, do you understand? Okay. Understood this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Makwana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Are you getting what we are doing here? Makwana?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, good. Perform it on your device, okay? Puram? Vagasya Keval?
Yes, ma'am, doing.
Okay. Rudri? Sahil was there. He came actually, fine. Palak,
Yes, ma'am.
are you able to understand this question?
Ma'am, I was not in the meeting. I have a network issue with that one.
Can you repeat? I didn't got you. What did you tell?
I was not in meeting. I have network issue that one.
You are not in the meeting then?
I left the meeting and joined again that one.
Okay, fine. But are you getting this solution that I'm giving you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chandarana, what about you? Anil? Are you getting the solution that I've given to you? Okay, Umang?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you got right what we have done?
Yes.
Yes. Another Hardik is not there. Sagar, you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, what about batch B? Are you done with question number 3?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a question, problem in question number 5.
Okay, yes.
In question number
Yes,
5,
yes.
what about the random function?
Okay, do you remember the random that we have done in the class?
Ma'am, the random generator type of that type of, no?
Yes. Math.random. Do you remember that function? Math.random.
Can you tell me 1 second?
Okay. Okay.
We can do this question by the switch case, no? By using
Yes,
the
yes.
random operator and just apply the switch case.
Yes. So, random. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you remember this math.random, okay, yes, right. This will generate all the numbers between 0 and 0.0 and 0.1, right? I even asked you to create a formula that will generate, 1-digit number, 2-digit number, if you remember. See, if I run this can generate this numbers, right? From 0, this will not include 0.0 and it will not include 0.1, but all the numbers will in between this range. Okay. Math.random, right? If I want to create a 1-digit number out of it, then I can multiply this by 10, no? Actually, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'll get 7, right? Then any number that you assume any number, because from 0.0 to 0.1 all the numbers can come, no? Like 0.09 can come, right? 0.08 can come. Any number which will come here, it is going to multiply it with 10, right? In this range. Wait. Sorry, I did mistake over here. Sorry. 1.0. Maheshwari, 0.0 to 1.0, but I did mistake over here. So any number 0.9 could come, 0.8 could come, 0.7 could come, right? Whatever is the number generated by this random, you are multiplying it with 10 to get whole number, right? Now, to get integer, you already know how to get integer, right? You know typecasting, right, Maheshwari?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then you cast and you will get, the numbers, the whole numbers between this 0 and 10, including, wait, sorry, I have to remove this. Okay. Excluding 10, you will get the numbers. 0 can come, but excluding 10, you will get the numbers, right? See, 0 can come because it could be 0.09 also, no? Then if you multiply this with 10, right, it will still stay 0.9, right? So the integer of this will be 0. 0 can come, but 10 will never come because it will never turn out to be 1.0.
Ma'am, what
And
we
then
if have to want number till 6 only? Random choices of 6 till.
Okay, so you want 1 to 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so for that only I have given you the formula that, if you remember in the class we have discussed, it was a minimum number plus whatever is your random function into max minus min. This was the formula. This we discussed in class. If you want to generate number after 1, yes.
Actually, I was
Yes.
out of state. That's why I've not attended that class.
Oh, okay.
I didn't remember.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. So what? So if you need a random number after a particular number, right? Say for example, after 1 you want some random numbers. Then whatever is the number generated over here, be this number be wait. Yes. Okay. So this is the random number. This is going to throw 0.0 to 1.0, right? They both are exclusive. This math.random function will do this thing, exclusive of both these numbers, right? Now, whatever is the number thrown by random, this function, right? It could throw 0.2, 0.3, right? Any number that it throws. If you multiply this number by 10, you will get whole numbers if you convert it into integer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, if you want to generate a number after 1, right, then you will always, of this equation, of this math.random what you are generating, right, and you're multiplying it with 10, what is the minimum value you can get? 0.0 something, right? Not exactly 0.0, but 0.001, something like this, right? If you multiply it with 10, you will get what? 0. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you don't want 0. What do you want is all the numbers after 0. All the numbers after 1, right? So what you will do, in the smallest worst case possible, you can get 0. So you add 1 to it. So the numbers will always be beyond 1. Can I say this with this formula?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. Now, one more thing. If you want the numbers after 1, right, it may happen that when the turn comes for 0.9, right, it may generate 9 and it may add 1 plus 9 and it may give you 10, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In the last possible case. So can we say in the least from the lowest possible case you can get 1, from the highest possible case you can get 10, right? So I'm generating the random numbers from 1 to 10 if I'm mentioning like this. Can I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you modify the formula to get the random numbers from 5 to 50. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. It is pure maths, nothing else is there. Okay, people who are done with question number 1, raise your hand. Batch number C. Done with question number 1, raise your hand. Riddhi is done. Good. Jabhuwani done. Okay, good. Ayushi, you also done. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Radhanya, you also have done. Very good. Makwana, done. Any questions in question number 1? Raise your hand. If you have any simplest question also, raise your hand. Now, how you need to submit this thing? I'm talking to B and C both in this case, okay? How you need to submit this assignment? Create a Word file. Word file should have your solutions, okay? First, it should start the question number 1, copy paste the question and paste it inside your Word file, okay? MS Word, you all know MS Word, right? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Oh, now in your Word file, question number 1, paste your question. After that, you put your answer, and after that, you take the screenshot of your output and then paste it over there. Okay. For a screenshot, you can use a snipping tool like this. Don't take the screenshot of the whole window. Take just the screenshot of your particular output. Okay. You can have the screenshot of a particular window like this. You can do it in snipping tool. Okay, take the window, take the screenshot of your output screenshot only, not of the whole page, right? And paste it in your MS Word. That is question number 1. Then question number 2. Question number 2 should start with a fresh page. Okay, everything shouldn't be continuation. No. All right. Okay. Now, batch B. Which question you are working on right now? Question number 3 is done. Batch B.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody facing any questions in question number 3?
No.
Jagani, Piparia, Machani. Question number 3 is done.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we are doing. Okay, fine. Machani, are you done with question number 3? Jagani, you are also doing. Okay. Kriplani?
Around.
Okay, okay. Vachani, me, you are doing it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Doing. I will just let me print the question.
Okay, okay. Then you share your screen. Okay, Vachani, I will explain everybody in your device,
Yes.
in your screen only. Okay, fine. Now, batch C, question number 2. Who will read question number 2 from batch C? Nobody taking initiative. C. Riddhi, will you read question number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good.
Write a console program to define and initialize a variable to type byte of 1 and then successively multiply it by 2 and display its value 8 times. Explain the reason for the last result.
Okay, yes, very good. What you need to do? Create a variable of type byte. Do you remember byte? Keval,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
remember byte data type? Umang.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
there?
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember? Yes. Okay, fine. So what you will do in question number 2? Create a byte variable. Okay, step number 1. What should be its initial value? Initialization.
1
Initial
byte.
value is 1. Very good. Yes. You will allocate 1 to the byte variable. Now you are asked to multiply that variable by 2. Sagar, are you getting the question? Multiply the byte by 2. For how many times you have to multiply? Sagar?
8 times.
8 times. Yes, very good. You have to multiply. Yes, it by 8 times. Very good. So without loop, will you do it, or with loop will you do it?
With loop now.
With loop, right? Jabuani?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you will use loop over here, right? For multiplying the variable with
Yes,
8.
ma'am.
Yes, good. Ayushi, you will be using loop here. Ayushi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You will be using loop to multiply the variable for 8 times, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you have to multiply the variable by 2 only, but this multiplication by 2 operation should happen 8 times, okay? You have to print this value inside loop only. You print the changed value of b inside loop only. Then you will see the output and then you will explain me why it is showing you like that, okay? But do it and then you will see, okay? Step number 1, create a variable of type byte. Step number 2, and yes.
Ma'am,
Somebody
in
say.
question number 3, ma'am,
Yes,
second floating point, I don't understand how we can create.
Okay. તું મને એમ કે ગુજરાતી સમજાય છે ને તને?
હા.
ઓકે, સરસ. હું તને કહું કે તારે 35% કોઈ વેરિયેબલ નું કરવાનું કાઈ વેલ્યુ નહીં, તો તું કહી દે 35% નીકાળીશ એમાંથી. 35% કેવી રીતે નીકળે?
જે amount હોય એને multiply by 35 divide by 100.
Correct, you are right. Or in short, can I even multiply this by 0.35? Is it okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Both the same, no? Yes, this is your answer.
Oh,
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, yes. Yes, 45 minutes you are in that point only, huh, Vachani? If you are there in the lab physically, no, then you will see. Since 45 minutes you are doing the same thing, do it fast.
Yes.
Okay.
No, not ma'am. I'll do the first to third question.
Okay.
All question I'll do. Yesterday I'll format my PC, so some programs are deleted.
Okay. You are redoing the questions. Okay. Then it is fine. Okay. So question number 2. First step: create a variable of type byte. Store 1 inside it. Okay. Second step: create a loop. That loop should run 8 times. Okay. Loop should run 8 times. In the body of the loop, multiply this variable byte b with 2 and print this variable. Only 3 steps are there in the program. Very small program. Only 5 lines will be there. Okay. Batch B, which question you are working on right now?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, the random function you were told, and I have to get the random between 1 to 6.
Okay,
So
yes, correct.
by that, I will make a formula math.random and I will put the maximum value into
Okay.
maximum value minus minimum value.
Yes, correct. Yes.
And I will
Why do you
typecast it
Yes.
to int.
correct? Why you are doing max minus min? That you know.
Yes, ma'am,
That you
because
know.
I have to get the input between 1 to 6 and the maximum value is 6 only.
Yes, correct. Okay. Did you multiply it? Did you see the worst case and the best case in that case? Did you see it?
Ma'am, but it is not giving 6. So, I am getting error. That's why I'm asking you.
You are getting okay. Error, you can show it to me. Share your screen. Share your screen with me.
No, ma'am, I am just doing it in a copy pen, so I have not typed it, but it is not giving me 6 output on any of the random numbers.
Okay. That is okay. I understood your question. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Same question.
Okay. Then did you add 1 to it?
No, ma'am.
Add 1 to it. Now, if you add 1 to it, is anything happening? Then are you getting the correct answer? In the
Ma'am,
range.
why we have to add 1?
Okay, the reason I'll tell you. Wait, if it is not 1, think of the worst, lowest input, not the worst case, but the lowest input, right? If you multiply this by 1 plus 0.09, right, into 5, what is the output here? Can you tell me?
Ma'am, 1?
No. If 1 plus 0.45, right?
0.45, yes.
Yes. That will be 1.45. That is 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us pick the highest value, 0.99 for mat.random. Okay. Then 1 plus 0.99 into 5, right? Will be 1 plus 4.95, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There is nothing but 5.9.
0.95 and it will give you 5.
Right. Now, if you add plus 1 after this, then, right, what I mean to say, it is only going to generate random numbers from 1 to 5. 6 is mentioned over here, but if you think about this is nothing but 5, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So 1 to 5 only will be there. If I add plus 1 to the output, then I can get the numbers after that, no?
So, ma'am, why it is not giving the output with mat.random into max? If we multiply just the max numbers, so it should give the output, no?
Yes. If you multiply here 6, then you will get the output. You see. But what you are multiplying, max minus min, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is nothing but 5, right? So 1 to 5. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
But if I put here 6, then of course you think about the lowest possible value now. If it's the lowest possible value, then
it will give the output
5.4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. That is nothing but 1.54, nothing but 1.
To go down 1.
Now let us see the best possible scenario. This is going to be 5.94, right?
Yes, ma'am. It will be 6 and 6.9.
So it will be 6, right?
So we don't have to do it. Okay.
And getting
Yes, ma'am.
1 to 6. You are getting here now. This is the starting range, ending range, including both of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, somebody is asking some question. As we have to follow the same format you told for the okay, Udayraj, assignment submission. See, you can actually submit single programs also, or you can actually submit one Word file also. Totally your assignment is what I am checking. Backend checking. It is done by me. I don't want you to be very firm in that format, but the lab manual you have to follow the MU's format of submitting. For assignment, it is my assignment. You can submit it in any which way you want. Udayraj, okay?
So we can directly submit the Java file?
Yes, you can submit the Java file. Yes. Of course you can submit.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
वो रैंडम क्लास वाला है ना,
हाँ हाँ
उसमें मिनिमम और मैक्सिमम कैसे सेट होता है?
Okay, you're talking about the class random.
यस मैम.
Okay. Let me show it to you then. Okay. For that, that comes under util package, right?
यस मैम.
Okay. Then in that case, I think you have to first import util. That is the first step, right? That is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
random number. Okay, fine. Okay. So first you will import util, right? Step number 2, you have to create the object of class random. Okay. For creating the object of class random, you have to mention random r equals to new random. Okay, you are creating the object. Now you can get here the methods. I think the methods are next int, next byte is also there for this next int. R dot next int will generate the next possible integer. I think it is like that. But if you want to generate random number in range from this class, let me show it to you. Functions actually I don't remember. So if I put r dot, I can get all the functions. R dot next int is there. C. Okay. Oh, you also have one. Okay. Wait. Origin and bound. Do you see this? Integer, origin and bound. Do you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Origin and bound, right? So for long number, you can use this function origin 1, comma, whatever number you want to mention, right? Getting?
What is mean that?
Okay. Origin means starting from which number till which number you want to generate the long number. Same for integer also. See, random
This is
origin.
for random range.
Yes. For range that you give, you can mention here the range, right?
Okay.
Yes. Also, next int will also give you the numbers, but again it is in the same format, 0.0 to I think 1.0, the same thing only, like math.random only, same thing. It is going in negative. It is an integer number only, but random integers, yes, see, right? It's an integer range, huh? This is integer range.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. It is going like that. Sometimes it may come positive, sometimes it will come negative, like that. See, positive. This is integer range. Now it is not giving, it is going to find incomplete range of integers. It was a big number if you remember for integer, right? It is going to show the random numbers accordingly in that range. Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes,
I have seen one more thing on the random on the net. It is showing that random generator dot next int and bracket and it is written 6.
Okay.
And it has import java.util.random.
Random generator you are talking about?
Yes, ma'am. And it is simply giving the 1 to 6 out 1 to 6 random numbers. Range 1 to 6.
Okay, if you want this random, can you repeat the example again? Random R, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Just you have to write that import java.util.random.
That is done then.
And then we have to write a random generator equal to new random.
Oh, a random generator is just the name of the object, but I have written here R, no. Just
Yes,
the name of the object. Yes. Then,
and then
we can give you a range like
and
that.
then yes, and then r dot you can write int s any of the r dot next int and bracket 6.
Okay. Here itself you are putting here 6. Same thing.
Yes,
ma'am. If you put 6 here, then automatically it will come from 1 to 6 like that. You're telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So who asked this question? Somebody. It is also getting you 0. Here, see. It also got me 0. See, from 0 to 6 probably, right?
Yes, ma'am. It is 0 to 6 only.
0 to 6. Yes.
So, ma'am, how to ignore 0 in this?
Oh, then you need to do, see, the same thing. You have to add 1 to it, no?
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, then it will give 7 also.
Huh? Can you?
Then it will give 7 also if 6 is included.
6 is not there, you see. 6 is not
Okay,
there.
ma'am. 0 to 5. Okay, okay,
0
ma'am.
to 5. Exclusive of it, yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, which question you all are doing? Batch B, which question you are doing?
Second done.
Second done. That is batch C, right? 6th. Okay, good. Jagani, which question you are doing?
Still doing third one.
Okay, third one. Okay, share your screen with me. I'll help you out. Share your screen.
No, ma'am, I'll do it. Thank you.
But share your screen, not thank you. No. Jagani? What was that, Jagani? I will do it, thank you. Share your screen. I want to see. Mr. Jagani. See, if you do like this, how will I be able to solve your questions? Vachani, you are sharing your screen?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
I'll share.
Ma'am, 5th question done.
Done? Okay, good. Yes. If you have done, no? Very good. Lottery. That is very easy, huh? This question is very easy, no?
Ma'am, because I was not present in the class, that's why I don't know about random function. I have to learn it now.
Yes.
Ma'am, you are presenting your screen.
You are? Okay, I have to. Okay, wait. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm working on fourth question.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is breaking.
I'm doing all sums and.
Oh, okay. Then you have inputted. Okay. What about question number 3? Question number 3 is done?
Yes, ma'am. That's it.
Wait to me.
Yes, I'll present.
Yes, no. I understood. Okay. This I wanted to see actually. But you got it, right?
There's both formula from net, ma'am. Sorry, I don't know. I just took
Oh, that
both
is fine.
from net.
That is fine. Okay.
I don't
You don't
know.
know what you me.
Yeah.
Okay. See, you are not knowing how to. Okay. I got what you are not knowing. Shubham.
Yes.
Stop sharing your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Directly મને કહેવાનું બેટા. Directly મને કહે ને. Okay, wait. I'll share my screen with you. If you will not talk to me, how will I be able to solve your questions? Okay. See, are you able to see my screen first?
Yes, ma'am.
You are asked to store your salary, right? If
Yes.
you are earning, say for example, this much in integers, then you have to multiply it with the whatever is the double value, right? If dollar value. If it is 77.1, yes. Say for example, this is $1, right? Then $1 will be the same into this number, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or I can replace this with salary also, no?
Yes.
Yes, but as this value will be of type float, right? I have to save it in some floating point variable, okay?
Yes.
Now, વાછાણી ગુજરાતીમાં તને કહું છું, જેટલા બી values તું point પછી લખીશ, compiler એને હંમેશા by default double સમજશે, okay?
Okay.
I have pen. Do you want pen? Okay. Yes, compiler હંમેશા આને ડબલ સમજશે. તારે એને કેવું હોય કે ભાઈ આ ફ્લોટ જ છે તું સમજી જા ને, તો તારે અહીંયા કન્વર્ટ કરાવવું પડશે શેમાં?
Float या salary में. Salary ना float में.
हाँ, કા તો આખા એક્સપ્રેશન મેં કન્વર્ટ કરી નાખ્યું છે અત્યારના ફ્લોટમાં. આ હાલી ગયું આપણું, આમાં આપણું પત્તું ચાલી ગયું, બરોબર? It is correct now. Now, what is the next thing that you have to do? You have to calculate the 35% of this amount, no?
Yeah.
હું કહું કે 35% મને કોક વેરિયેબલ નું કાઢી દે, તો તું શું કરીશ? 35 divided by 100 કરીશ?
Yes. Multiply by this value.
Multiply by 0.35, right? Yes. This is nothing but F, right? This is the taxable income that you are paying, right? Again, it is on float only. તમે float માં convert કરવા માટે ફરીથી હું આગળ આપી દઈશ float. ભાઈ સમજી જા કે આ float જ છે, આ double નથી, right? Thank you. Now you just
डबल में प्लॉट की वैल्यू एंटर नहीं कर सकते?
कर सकते हैं ना नेक्स्ट. Yes, you can do. You can always input floating point values like this using scan.nextFloat. Always. But if you don't want to mention this ને બચ્ચા તો શું કરવું પડે? કોઈ બી એક ને અહીંયા પાછળ f મૂકી દે. What is f? F denotes float, right?
Yes.
Then complete expression will be converted to float automatically. Okay. If you don't want to typecast to float, અહીંયા તારે કન્વર્ટ નથી કરવું તો અહીંયા ગમે એકમાં પાછળ સ્મોલ f is, કારણ કે બે ડેસિમલ છે, કમ્પાઇલર કેમ સમજે કે આ ડબલ છે કે ફ્લોટ છે? That is the reason we are either converting or we are storing it inside some variable f. We are putting f at the end. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. I'll understand.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Anybody and having any questions in? Okay. So far, question number 1 and 2. 2 is not yet done by batch number C students. Okay. Nobody has shown me 2. So batch C, from next session, we are going to start again on the same program, question number 2. Right? Has anybody done question number 2 in batch C?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you have done. Share your screen. Why are you waiting? Always share your screen. Share your screen. Yes. Riddhi. Yes, I can see your screen. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Yes, correct. Okay. You are multiplying. Okay, very good. Okay. Shall I suggest a small correction here? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You need not to create one more variable a, bacha. See, you can directly write b equals to b into 2, right?
Ma'am, it is showing error. It is saying that you cannot convert integer to byte.
Yes, I understand. Okay. See, try it once. Okay, remove, comment out line number 4.
Line number
4. Yes, you don't need that. Okay. Now, mention b equals to b star 2. Okay. Yes. Now, you will get error over here, right? Correct. Now, apply typecasting before b star 2. Apply the typecasting to byte before b star 2. Correct. Yes. There is. Yes. Correct. Now print b in the SOP statement. That is also correct. No, you don't need again byte. Yes, just b. Very good. Then, so whatever is the computation, if the multiplication is exceeding the byte range, you are converting it into byte and then you are printing the value, right? That is correct now. Yes. Then now you can run and check. See, who has not done question number 2 can see here, right? Didi?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first I was typecasting 2 instead of the whole thing.
Yes. You are typecasting.
I was first typecasting 2 instead of b into 2.
Yes. I understand. Yes. And one more thing. See, your loop is only running 7 times, Riddhi, not 8 times. Are you getting? You are starting with 1, correct? Okay, but then you are running till less than 8. No, then you should run it till less than or equals to 8, right? Yes. Very good. Now it is going to run for 8 times, right? Now see the output. It is shifting from positive to negative to 0. This result you have to explain why it is happening like this. Do you have the answer?
Ma'am, because of the range of the byte. It is from -128 to 127.
Yes, correct. So if it is exceeding 127, then it will again, if the multiplication. Yes. Very good. Correct. Yes, very nice. See, yes. Keep your screen as it is.
Okay.
वो आपने unsigned बोला था ना, वो work नहीं कर रहा है.
Unsigned is not working. Okay. Share your screen. 1 minute. Okay, Kriplani, just 1 minute. Okay. Anybody who is having questions in question number 2, look at Riddhi Mehta's screen. Okay. If you don't understand the code, talk to me. Anybody who is having questions in question number 2, look at her screen. If you don't get this answer, if you don't get the code, always talk to me. Are you getting this? Batch number C.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody having any questions in this code? Otherwise, you can even do it at home whenever you are free. Okay. Shall we start with question number 3 in the next class, or shall I explain question number 2 again in next class? Whatever you feel, right? What do you want to do?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can I stop sharing?
Yes, you can stop. Yes. Shall we begin with question number 3 in the next class? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then for batch C, you can leave the session. Okay, batch B. Which question you are working on right now?
Ma'am,
Question number
5.
Question 6, 5. Good.
Ma'am, can you explain question
Ma'am,
number
question
6?
number 6
Go to that.
is just the best case of the prime number, na?
One testing method is prime. It is sufficient to try to divide by the 2 square. Oh, yes, this is the best case scenario.
Ma'am, this question came in the one of the exam, and I was not able to perform. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yes. This is actually the best way to check prime number, is it there or not? Because you can even multiply it till the square root. Okay. If you are not able to do this question, I will see this question in the next class. Don't worry, okay? We'll start with this question only. But you take your break. You have another class in 7 minutes only. Okay, you go, take your break, eat something up, and then get refreshed for the next class. This will start with this question. It's a very good approach for solving prime numbers. Okay, no need to worry. If you are not doing this, good. We'll start in the next class. Okay, I'll take the attendance. Then even B batch can leave. 13, right? Yes. Anurag.
Yes, ma'am.
Mihir.
Present, ma'am.
Savan.
Present, ma'am.
Runal.
Present, ma'am.
Madhvi.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti.
Present, ma'am.
Drashti.
Present, ma'am.
Angani.
Yes, ma'am.
Nirali. Anjali. Dhara. Dhruvin. Vishwa.
Present, ma'am.
Nivya. Devang. Yes, you all can leave the
Ma'am,
session.
Harsh Mudha.
Present, ma'am. Devang, present, ma'am.
Muda present.
paper here.
Present. I know you all.
Devang, present.
Yes, I know. You can leave the session. Sakshi, you are also present. I know you all now. See, I know you all. Not physically, but I know your names. If I see you, I know you that you are there. You can leave the session. Yes.
That's a good thing for us, ma'am.
Actually, I want to see you all one-on-one, but I am not able to see because of this offline online classes. But if I know you, then it's good. If I see your face, then it is better for me.
Yeah.
Yes. You all can leave the session. So someone had a question with unsigned integers. Unsigned, Kriplani, you are having the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kriplani, is it okay if we do this in next class? I even have one class after 4 minutes only. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes. You can leave the session.